What's up, brothers? It's me, your boy, Zeradith, and today I'm going to teach you guys, or not teach you guys, but show you guys some tips on how to beat the new bosses for the new rankings. Now, first of all, everybody's probably asking, oh, why the fuck would I listen to you? And answer is very simple. So I'm on NA East, so if you go to the NA East server right now, you'll see my name right there. That's me, and I'm number 3 right now, and the other two guys beat me by quite literally nanoseconds. We're all neck and neck. I'm sure, I'll figure out a way to beat Andrevius. Andrevius will then figure out a way to beat me. The cycle ends. The cycle continues. Right here, I am rank 2 right now. Zach is rank 1. So still rank 2, really respectable. The only one I don't have super high is this one, my Clotho ranking, and that's just because my Clotho is just not the greatest. Wind Staff at least. My Rapier cost is pretty good. This guy's right 3 too. I don't really know how he's done it. I haven't really messed with this yet. I've been too focused on the other two. So, other two, super respectable rankings. Honestly, I mean, rank 20 is also like respectable. It's just not as high as I want it to be. So, first things first, we're going to start off with the Ancient Dragon, and I'm going to show you guys what everybody's doing in order to kill this in 26 seconds. So, first things first, we're going to start off with the gear for the team. So, the gear for melee is pretty standard, right? So it's going to be Black Flame Longsword, pretty standard, fully maxed out. These weapons are also fully maxed out with equipment attack, just for extra attack. And the enchant on him, not the greatest, but it's better than nothing. His armor is obviously going to be a level 3 Endless Drive. And this is probably going to shock a lot of people, specifically these two. The reason I go for this instead of, like, for example, the Dark Chaos level 3 is because I've done testing. I tried using this. I've tried using the Mad Miner set. It honestly just feels worse, and it feels like I do less damage. Everybody who runs this stuff is basically hoping that when they do the run, the boss doesn't block them. And personally, that's a terrible gameplay loop for me, and I would rather have the boss not block me than have the boss block me and like have like a run or two in like the 2 hours I do it where like he doesn't block me, the stars align, and like I do a shit ton of damage. That's just not. I'm good. I'll pass. So I do the pierce, and as you guys saw, I'm doing pretty well. So more consistent damage versus like the big dick. Hope everything aligns. And then my Arachne Melody is also pretty good. Crit chance, almost max crit damage roll, pretty good. Next is Hauser. So Hauser, kind of the same thing, right? Pierce, just because like I don't want my stuff to get blocked. And this is Magic Charging Efficiency. That's the only reason it's here. Magic Charging Efficiency is going to be a very common theme for this team for the boss, for the Dragon boss specifically. And then obviously the Secure Adventures set. It's only level 1. It doesn't really matter. It gets the job done. His weapon is going to be a Blazing Nunchaku because he's going to be the first one to hit with first strike. So it's very important for him to have that. And once again, Magic Charging Efficiency on the stat roll. This is the only roll I care about. And the weapon itself, the level doesn't matter. As you guys see, it's literally level 1. Like he's not there to do damage. He's just here to apply first strike and build ult gauge. Next is Daisy. And once again, Magic Charging Efficiency on the weapon. And she is running the Hymn of Regeneration set. And of course, she's having the Spring Robe set. It's level 2, 8% increased crit chance. That's all well and good. And then lastly, my Manny. Honestly, she should have the Magic Charging Efficiency ring, but I don't need it. I'm doing just fine. So I could do this just for a little bit of health and a little bit more darkness resistance. And then obviously, like all the other characters, Magic Charging Efficiency on the weapon. Very common theme, very needed for this fight. If you do not have Magic Charging Efficiency on all the characters, this build will not work. This is where a lot of people struggle and they're like, I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm doing the same thing these guys are doing, and I'm just not getting my ult. This is probably why. And again, the level of the weapon does not matter. So now we're going to go into the boss fight, and I'm going to show you guys an example run. I might not hit like a PR or anything, but you guys will obviously get the gist. So the first thing we're going to do as soon as we go through the gates is we're just going to spam abilities and we're going to charge our ult gauge. Right there, we're at 2.5, which is what we want. Now we want to go to Daisy. Then we can do one more Q and one more E. Perfect. Now we switch to Manny. Q, 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 combo, E. And that's it. 27.4. Yeah. Like I said, it's not a PR, but you know, it's there. And that's how you do it. Now, if you are not a whale and you do not have a P9 melee, because you are going to need a P9 melee in order to do the crazy amount of damage that all the whales are doing, instead of combo ulting at the very start, you're just going to combo ult after he jumps away, right? So he's going to jump away. He's going to always do it. And if you don't have the damage to stagger him, which the stagger is roughly at about like 60, 65, 70% HP, something like that, then he's just going to like jump away and be immune to damage, and you're going to be sad, and we're all going to be sad. So instead of doing that, just wait for him to jump away, then follow him, and then combo ult. And then you get to do your QE, it'll all be good, well and happy, everybody's happy. But you can still run this exact same team even if you're not a whale, right? You are just going to have to do more rotations of everything we did, right? You're probably going to have to do your QE combo a few times. He's probably going to go up in the air after you do your first QE combo. After you do that QE combo, you're going to have enough time to do like another EQ from, you know, Hauser, maybe do another one of the sets of these, right? Just keep doing this while he's in the air doing the intermission phase. And then as soon as he drops, you do the exact same thing. You just combo ult again, and this will give you a pretty good time. You know, obviously, it's not going to give you the same time as me, but it is still going to give you a very good, very respectable time, and a time that will probably get you on the leaderboard. The leaderboard's bugged out right now. I couldn't click on it, right? So if we go on the leaderboard right now, all right, like 44 seconds is the max time. So these are people that are killing it after he jumps away. So they are not able to kill it as soon as he lands. They're killing it after he jumps away. So I was a little bit wrong about that. It looks like you're not going to be able to get on the leaderboard. However, it will give you a pretty fast run. So, but if you are able to kill it after it jumps away, that's a big W, which I think most people with a pretty good melee will be able to do, even if they're P8 or like P7 or something like that. Next, we're going to go to the dungeon boss, the spider dungeon, and I will cut when I have all my gear set up and all my team set up so that you guys don't have to sit here and wait. Okay, so I have my team set up that I use for the spider dungeon boss. So the only difference is I switch out Manny for Escanor and I switch out Hauser for Clotho. So Clotho's gear, also before I go into Clotho, I should say Meliodas and Daisy's gear are exactly the same. Did not touch them. She's still running the Hymn of Energy set. He's still running everything he's running. So Clotho, obviously, she has her Gluttonous Soul Rapier. It's only 1 star, and she has her Breath of Glory staff. This is for the wind spec, and it's for the time space sector 3. We'll get into that later, but she has that. The enchant on the Gluttonous Soul Rapier, obviously pretty good. It's a pretty good roll, right? Wind burst efficiency, wind damage, wind attack. It could be better, but it's not bad. It's pretty good. And before I click on the armor, I know a lot of people are gonna get really upset about my armor. I did not whale. This is just what I got. Please don't be mad at me. All right, so I got a max roll armor set. It's level 2, and as you can see, the engraving bonuses are pretty stacked. It's crit damage, all elemental burst efficiency, and special attack damage increase, and they're all pretty high rolls. It was pretty. I got pretty lucky. Like this is kind of crazy. I'm gonna admit, like it's pretty good. And then obviously the Twisted Thought set for her because I want her to burst. And then we will go to Escanor real quick. Escanor doesn't really matter. He's not really doing damage. He is just there so he can break the cobwebs for me and combo ult with Daisy. So I will show that now. And I'll actually eat some food before we go in. Perfect, we didn't get slowed. Awesome, love to see it. All right, and now that we're in, this is a very long dungeon, so you do want to conserve your stamina a lot. So you want to start running right here and then go. Just run over this, and then my Escanor is P10, so because he's P10, he could do funny things like press E right here and pop that. And then right here, you're going to auto-attack QQ. Instantly break it. This is the only one that you have to auto-attack spam on it. Hopefully that spider doesn't mess with us. It did. That really sucks. It is what it is. And right here, again, because it's P7, he can break this one to E. E, Q, swap to Clotho, E, Q. Let go. Swap to Melee. Q, E. Swap to Escanor. Yeah, so this one is a little slow, so we're not going to get like a PR or anything, but you guys will get the gist of it. Alright, so now we swap to Daisy. Do this, Q. We're going to pop this right here because we can't do damage to her, but we can apply debuffs. Right. And we combo ult. Melee. Follow her melee. E. E. Ooh, she lives. She lives with 1 HP. That's unfortunate. So this would be a dead run. For the sake of the video, I will keep going. But just so you know, like I would obviously just leave at this point. We'll just kill her. Yeah. So if you didn't not die, it probably would have been about like 130 something like that. It's 151. It's still like respectable. It's just not, you know, what I normally do. But it is what it is. We just didn't crit, you know, whatever. And that is the Spider Dungeon team. Now I will briefly talk about Zach's Spider Dungeon team because I really like his team, and it really shows how good of a player he is. So Zach, by the way, is a relatively free-to-play player, and I'm obviously not. My Gila is not as built how this is, so I can't copy his team. I tried. My team, it was slower because my Gila is just not as well built how this is. But as you can see, he's running a pretty free-to-play team, and people are probably wondering why Bug is here, and what does he do? So Bug is literally there just so that when he's running around, he can run around faster and get to all the bosses faster, right? So if you have a P7 Bug on the book, going stealth increases your movement speed by 50%. This makes him the fastest character in the game. So what he's essentially doing is he's going stealth, running around to all the fire stuff, and then anytime he needs something fire related, he just pops out Gila, and then he, you know, throws out a fire orb or whatever, and then he goes on his merry way. So that's what he's doing. That's why his time is so much faster than mine, because he's able to just zoom through the whole dungeon essentially. He's at 117 right now. Crazy, right? Where it's 4-second difference. Like that's massive. That's a huge time difference. So props to this guy. He's fucking crazy, and I love him. I can't wait to try to figure out how to beat him. And lastly, we're going to do the Clotho team. And like I said, my Clotho team, not the greatest, but you know, it's still rank 20. It's still up there. I still know what they're doing. My Clotho is just not as built out. Wind Staff. So I'm going to go ahead and skip to when I have the Time Space Junction team set up, so you guys don't have to sit here and wait. Alright, so this is the Time Space Junction team I used. So the gear that Manny, Daisy, and Hauser are all using are all exactly the same as the boss, as the dragon boss. So the only thing that's changed is Clotho. So obviously Clotho is going to be using her wind attack set, and I'm using the Arachne set, the full Arachne set, because I just want to crit. I got level 3 on the dimensional expansion. I'm defaulting, by the way, to the Arachne set. I don't quite know what to run on her. I haven't put a lot of playtime into Windstaff Clotho. So if somebody in the chat knows what, you know, the really good players are using, or like what Andrivius is using or something like that, feel free to let me know. This is a default for me. I haven't played her enough. I haven't done this enough. I've only run this a couple of times. I have put nowhere near as much time into this as someone like Andrivius probably did. But you know, it shows. That's why he's got 17 seconds and I have 45. But the method that you're going to be doing this is going to be the same for everybody. So even if you don't have Clotho and you're running something like a Drake or you're running something like a Lane, the biggest critique that I get from people is, hey, they are all spread out. How do I get them grouped up? Right? And that part is actually really, really simple. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit that barrier and then we're going to run back. We're going to run straight into the wall. We're going to run into the wall. There's going to be a red haze. We're going to run to that wall. What then they're all going to do is all of them are going to dash to you. And that's it. It's that simple. And it happens every single time. There's no RNG to it. You can do it 100% of the time, every single time. We're going to do it right now, actually. All right, do this. You want to save the E on Manny. All right, so we're going to wait for them to come. We're going to E. There we go. Just like that. You just, I mean, man, it's just Clotho gameplay. You just hold left click and do circles. You do want to make sure that you kill this female one, by the way. This female one will full heal if you don't kill her. Oh, look at that. I think that's a new time. It is. Look at that, 40 seconds. Oh yeah. W. So obviously that's how you do it. I just need to optimize my Clotho a little bit more in order to, you know, get to the crazy times that everybody else is getting. So like I said, like if you guys know what the really high-end players are putting on their Clotho, if I'm doing something, you know, they're not doing or whatever, let me know. But, you know, if you're struggling with this boss fight, that simple trick at the very beginning, just, you know, running in, running back and having all of them group up like that, it just makes a massive difference in like how, like the easiness of this fight. It is a little bit of a clusterfuck, I'm not gonna lie. So, you know, get ready for that. However, like having them all grouped up like that is like just leagues and bounds beyond much better than, you know, just running straight into the middle and praying to God. But that is the team. Those are the teams for all the bosses. So, you know, if you guys learned something new, you know, I really appreciate you guys. If you liked the video, you know, if you didn't learn anything new, you know, you're probably a whale and you're probably up there on the leaderboard just like me. And, you know, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you. Have a good rest of your day, brothers. Have fun. And I hope you guys get some new times.